Hey everybody, Ben here from the Bonehead podcast and welcome to Star Player Spotlight. We are looking at all of the stars that have been spoiled in the Blood Bowl 2020 rulebook. We're looking at their stats, their skills, their costs and their new special abilities. Today we're going to be covering, I think maybe our first undead star player of the series, Gretchen Wächter, the Blood Bowl Widow. So before we delve into what Gretchen brings to your team, let's look at the very few teams that can take her. So, Necromantic and Undead can both take Gretchen. That is it. If we see Khemri and if we see Vamps in some kind of PDF when the game drops, I have no doubt that she'll be able to play on those teams. But for now, it is just Necro and Undead, which means that she is not going to be seen very often because, as we saw through looking at the builds for both of those teams, there is too much to buy to get out at a million. I think Undead do okay, but Necro really could do with 1100, 1200k to get everything you want. And they are going to struggle to afford any star players to go in that build, whether it's a tournament or whether it's just regular. So, it's going to be interesting to see if and when we see her played. But let's look at what she does. So she is 260,000. Which is definitely a mid-range cost point for star players. We've seen some great ones at 180 to 200k, and we've seen some big boys at 280, 340. Hello, Morgan Thorg and Deep Root. Gretchen sits on the higher end of that scale. I think she's only about 10k cheaper than Roxana Darknail, so she better be good. Okay, so she is bringing movement 7, strength 3, agility 2+. That's good. Passing nothing. That's kind of standard for non-throwing star players. Armor 9+, again, kind of standard. So at the moment, she's a Dark Elf Blitzer. 732+, 9+. Okay, that's not bad. She gets a ton of skills though. So Disturbing Presence, Dodge. Now Dodge with Edge 2+. She's going to be wandering around wherever she wants to go. She has got Foul Appearance, so that will be a little bit of protection there as well for that Strength 2. So Foul Appearance, Dodge, Strength 3. If she does get punched, you're going to have the Dodge Stars to protect you. We're going to have that 2+ roll to need to be made before you actually roll the block against her. Jump Up, Loner 4+, which is very standard for star players. No Hands. Passing Dash makes a lot more sense now. So this player with their Agility 2 cannot handle the ball. Regeneration, going to keep her around if they do land a block, and does come with Shadowing and Sidestep. So what we see out of this star player is a movement. Now, she was around in the previous edition. This is where the art comes from. And it was the first ethereal star that we'd seen ever, or at least not ever, I think. Now, we at the Bonehead podcast are massive fans of the Fumble Secret teams. So the Ethereal team, really cool. They do a lot of this Disturbing Presence, high agility, no hands thing. It really gets that ghost feel. The new Necromantic team has dropped its whites in favour of Wraiths. So you get 2 ghosts on the team. And very similar to this. No passing, no hands, high dodge. What you see from Gretchen is a star player that can dance around and add an assist. Dodge is going to be good with that 2+. It's going to be useful for jump rolls as well on a 3+. Shadowing can be useful on movement 7, is not bad. You're going to be able to shadow most things. Disturbing Presence will be useful to stop them from doing throws of any kind, that kind of thing. Foul Appearance and Jump Up is just going to keep her in the game. I am struggling here to see what Gretchen brings to your team. It's a cool premise for a star player, and we don't have a model from Games Workshop yet. So if they do a model for her, it should be a pretty cool one. You get the high agility, but high agility means nothing if you can't pick up the ball. She can move around and she can give assists, and she can make blocks, but she doesn't come with block either. So there's no there's no counterpoint here. There's no arms but can block real well. Can't block very well but can stab. We don't see any of that from Gretchen. So I am quite worried that the great premise of this star player is going to get lost because she's just not good enough. Now, I really want you to tell me in the comments what you think I have missed here, okay? Because there's a lot of interesting things here, but for that 260,000, you need a plan. You need a star player to have a plan. And I think that's why I like Grack and Crumbleberry so much, is because you get two plans. You get the halfling throwing, kicking plan, and you get a fail case of a strength 5 mighty blow dude. That's alright for 250,000. Now, any team, including these teams, can take Grack. So, on the one hand, you could take Grack and Crumbleberry, giving you two players, one with sure hands, who comes with dodge, and another dude who is strength 5 and can also kick said halfling. You get so much for that. For 10k more, you get less strength, no ball handling, slightly better agility, but that doesn't matter because you can't pick up the ball. You get Disturbing Presence. Disturbing Presence, Shadowing, and Sidestep. You get all the ghost stuff, but unfortunately, even though her skill is incorporeal, I think so is her presence on the board. Because really, you just got a lineman that's got slightly better maneuverability. Now, let's have a look at this incorporeal skill and see if it brings something special. Once per game, after making an agility test to dodge, Gretchen may choose to modify the dice roll by adding her strength characteristic to it. Ah, come on, guys. Come on. We got a ghost here. Let's do something cool. Leap very long legs. Let's just bamf her around. Let's give Titchy to ignore tackle zones. Anything. No, once per game, you get to increase the roll of your dodge roll by 3. Your agility 2 anyway. So, alright, once per game, she's going to blitz into a cage. Once she's there, she's got strength 3. That's it. So, best scenario here is that she cage dives on anything but a 1 and then makes a 1 die block with Loner 4+. Ah, this is such a miss. I want to be so excited because the models are so cool for this player, and I would love to see some builds around her. Quite frankly, even no hands would have made this player really cool. Yes, it's a ghost and that's ridiculous, but that would have made her something different. That she would have been like, the ghost with hands, no? Or the ghost with stab because she's a Banshee and she's got the scream. Something spicy, but unfortunately, the best thing about Gretchen is the idea. Now, we don't have a model from Games Workshop, but we do have some other models that you can use for Gretchen. Forge World star players are normally about £20 for one, or you can pick up this box set of Mermorn Banshees for Age of Sigmar from Games Workshop for £10, and you get 4. Now, they've all got daggers, which makes them very, very useful if a player, for example, had stab. But you can pick up this box of 4, you can sell the rest to your friends, or you can just paint them up to be cool. Quite frankly, if you're looking at a Necro team, this may not be a bad way to get a couple of Wraiths just to add on if you've already got a Necro team. Otherwise, the new Games Workshop box, when it lands, will get everything. But if you don't like the clothesline look, a couple of these would be great. And for £10 a box, it's just a really cool little project. If you've watched 7 Super Series, Season 2, Milton had a few of these models slightly converted on his ethereal team, and they look so good. They're really lovely models. So if you want a model to represent Gretchen, or just a couple of Wraiths for your Necromantic team, £10 from Games Workshop is actually a bargain. But as always, we've got some third-party miniature choices for you. Ponga Miniatures has just completed another really brilliant Kickstarter. We get to be involved with that as well, which was cool. And one of the models was this Banshee. Now, it's not out yet because the Kickstarter is ongoing. I think we get to see that land soon. We have ordered a bunch of extra star players to give away, so do keep alive and keep aware. But this model looks very much like the art. This is the closest thing to it. Ponga makes great stuff, and when this lands, or if you've got the Kickstarter, you should have this miniature on the go, because it's a really, really cool mini. Or if you want something you can buy immediately, Hungry Troll also does a model. It's called the Moon Banshee. Bear in mind, it comes in limited edition translucent green resin, which is quite cool. I would probably just paint it white with Nihilak Oxide anyway, just to give that proper ghost effect. It's €12, delivery in a week or whatever, so it's €15 for a star player. The great thing about this is that any Banshee model will do, because most Banshee models don't have a weapon. So there was some old Games Workshop Banshees. I'm sure that Mantic Games has got some kind of Banshee box set or something. But if you want a couple and a cheap price, I do recommend the Games Workshop ones. So, I try very hard to be positive about everything Blood Bowl wise, because there's normally something good about it. The premise of this model and the premise of this star player is fantastic. You've got the ghost skills that represent the fact that there's no arms, that she's incorporeal. The special skill actually says incorporeal. I just can't see what you're going to get for 260 that another star player, Grack and Crumbleberry, pay a little bit more, get Griff. You know, there are just other stars that you're going to get more out of, which is a shame because I don't think Gretchen is going to get played ever, to be honest with you. And it's a shame. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what I've missed. Please, please find it because I love this. It's so sad. I feel like I am the star player widow now because they killed a really great idea. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Do let me know what I've missed. And I'll see you again soon for the next Star Player Spotlight.